another remarkable story. I'm very pleased that we've got these really strong, positive stories around New Zealand sport. In our first hour today, we've had the story of the Rotorua Marathon. Now this remarkable transformation around the sport of basketball in Dunedin, or Otago, to be perfectly honest, around the Otago Nuggets. It was only 4 or 5 years ago that they were done and dusted. They weren't even good enough to remain in the NBL, the National Basketball League. They were gone. And for about 4 or 5 years, I think from about 2015 to 2019, they didn't exist for all intents and purposes on the national landscape when it came to the NBL. But somebody and something down there in the Deep South turned basketball around. And so from that very low point, from that nadir 5 or 6 years ago, they are now, without any question of doubt, the top basketball team in New Zealand. I'm not talking about the Breakers because they don't play in a domestic competition. They play in Australia, basically. So amongst domestic basketball teams, the NBL, which is the provincial league, if you like, the NPC of basketball, the Nuggets are way out on their own. They have been the national champions in 2 of the last 3 years, and last night they beat the Auckland Tuatara by 93-89, a repeat of the NBL final from last year. So this year they are 5 from 5, played 5, won 5, sit alone again at the top of the table. They're getting big crowds. They've got a stadium down there that holds 3,000, and often it's packed out because folk down there in the Deep South have taken to this remarkable journey that the Nuggets have been on from nowhere to the top of the sport here. And I suppose other teams and other cities and other outfits are asking, how have they done this? It's a natural question that we want to put to the coach of the side, Brent Matehaere, who joins me now. Brent, thank you for your time. It's a remarkable story, which I've just kind of précéded there from where you've been 5 years ago to where you are now. And it's a remarkable journey. What's behind it?
Oh, kia ora, Brendan, and thanks for the kind words. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Nuggets weren't in the league, so 2014 was their last year, and then in basketball wilderness until they got a spot in the league for 2021, and of course we all know what happened in 2020 with COVID and the world changing a little bit, and we got an invitation into what was called the NBL Showdown, and so we came up here to Auckland, spent 44 nights in Sky City Hotel, and ended up coming away with our inaugural championship, which had the wee asterisks on it because obviously a couple of teams weren't there, and then last year managing to basically win the league proper in 2022, as you said, against the Tuatara. So yeah, I mean the organisation has done a fantastic job based on a whole lot of work done by our general manager Andrea Larusk, who put us back on the basketball map.
When you hear a story like that coming, as you say, from the wilderness to literally to the top of the sport in the country here, there's 2 things come to mind which I would imagine are the keys to what's happened to the Nuggets. One is recruitment and the other is money. Have they been the key factors?
I think the first and foremost is the way we set up the organisation. Angela and I, she was my team manager for when I was coaching high school basketball, and we spent basically a long time together driving from Palmerston North to Dunedin, where she asked me a whole variety of questions, culminating in basically around Oamaru, an hour and a half out of Dunedin, asking me if I'd like to coach the team. So we certainly put a lot of planning in, and obviously she did, and came up with some great ideas. And the key was to make sure the organisation was sustainable. We obviously changed ownership in start of 2022, and with SENZ, and so they underwrite us at the moment. And as you say, yeah, financial security is important, and we have that with them.
So it is the concept and the program that you have in place is sustainable?
Oh, yes. That was the key thing, and also being able to, give back to the community and be in Otago and making sure we're raising the profile. And, the stats are showing that, the numbers are going through the roof in Dunedin with basketball. We reach out to Queenstown, where we have one of our major sponsor, Hanley's Farm, bring us over there to do camps with kids, and those are really, really well attended. I think we had to cap the numbers at 100 kids in the Queenstown area coming into that camp, and it's fun to get over there and have so much energy in the gym with all those kids. So I'm really enjoying the the way we're able to raise the profile of basketball in our community, and and the success that we're having is, I guess, a big part of that.